tonight's speaker, Pujya Fulchand Shastri ji. Pujya Gurudev Shri Fulchand Shastri, age 36, is an ardent devotee of Param Kripaludev Srimad Rajchandra ji. And Param Pujya Gurudev Shri Kanji Swami. He is the founder of Adhyatmik Sadhana Kendra Umarala in Gujarat, India. Global spiritual leader, an inspiring speaker, and a great visionary writer who provokes thinking with a penned collection of more than 40 books on spirituality and vegetarianism in various languages. He has played a vital role in inspiring more than 5,000 people worldwide to adopt vegetarianism and led prisoners to transform positively. He was born on 25th of July 1981 in Bhavnagar, Gujarat, India. He showed spiritual inclination since early childhood and has surprised many with his exceptional abilities to express his studies since then. He has earned the honorable degrees of Pandit and Shastri from Sri Pandit Todarmal Digambar Jain Siddhant College, Jaipur, and Rajasthan University, Jaipur. He has amazed his followers by memorizing and recalling 1,500 holy scriptures by the tender age of 19 years. So, just a little younger than probably some of you. He had given discourses in almost 35 national and international languages at an event in Philippines and gave non-stop discourses of 78 hours in Mumbai in the year 2009. He has delivered more than 29,000 hours of discourses worldwide and one of the first resident Indian national who has traveled to 142 countries. Adhyatmik Sadhana Kendra Umarala shelters many people under the scope of this non-profit organization involved in charitable, medical, spiritual, educational, religious, and social activities for keen learners and the underprivileged group. He is a popular lecturer in the spiritual world and delivers spiritual discourses at various events in India and overseas with several praises for getting his audiences deeply involved in the immense knowledge sharing sessions. He also mentors several Jain scholars and learned people who seek his guidance for their spiritual advancement. He has been recently invited as a speaker for Young Jains of America, Young Jain Professionals USA, and the Jaina Convention 2017, and visits the US frequently for conducting discourses for Paryushan and Gnan Shibits. He stars a daily program Atma Sadhana on Aryan channel, Soham television, Jinwani channel, and Navgrah channel that is relayed in India and several other countries with online links available for global viewing. He has been awarded numerous titles such as Sir, International Multilingual Numerologist of Southeast Asia, the Miracle Man, and some more by his global audience. Gurudev is frequently referred as Fulchand, the man with a mission, for completing a unique mission to fulfill his spiritual master Srimad Rajchandra's dream. He initiated and successfully completed the Atma Siddhi Shastra mission to preach and preserve this ultimate spiritual guide in 142 countries with 415 languages translations and established it at 100,000 centers across the globe by his master's 150th birth anniversary on November 4, 2017. With the same, he has commenced the Gnan Deepak Sadhana for his keen aspirants who wish to pursue a dedicated spiritual journey under his able guidance. More information about him and Adhyatmik Sadhana Kendra Umarala's activities may be found on the website www.fulchandshastri.com. I would like to thank Soham for making the arrangements for tonight's lecture. By the way, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Mehul Shah, and thanks for the communication. Fulchand, please.
कहन राज को करन मन, करो महान यह काज। आत्मज्ञान की प्राप्ति हेतु मंगलमय सुख साज, मंगलमय सुख साज। The soul is a supreme substance in the universe. The soul has the power of knowledge. I am the soul which has the power of knowledge. I am the soul and completely separate from the body and all types of material outer objects. All types of material outer objects are association with the body, and the soul is completely separate from them. Not only material outer objects, but all types of impure feelings arising in the soul. Because the soul is eternal and the feelings are momentary. So when you realize that I am the soul and completely separate from the body and all types of momentary feelings, at that moment you will realize that you will full of knowledge and infinite bliss. In spite of being with the body, you will realize that you are not with the body. Whole world will see you that you are with the body, but you will realize that you are out of the body. And there is only one way to attain real happiness: when you realize your own self. Because the soul has been suffering infinite untold sorrow without understanding the nature of the self. We try to understand the nature of the universe, but we have not understood the nature of the self. We are suffering the sorrow because of attachment, love and hate. These are impure feelings arising in the soul. Today we are going to discuss on expectations and attachment. Root of sorrow is expectation. Why do we expect from other substances? Why do we think that someone else will give me happiness? There is only one reason: that we feel emptiness. We have not realized that I am full of knowledge. The soul has infinite attributes. Soul has the potential power to be God. We have not realized our own nature, and that is the reason we are asking for the happiness from outer material world. When you will see that the glass is full of water, then you will not try to add more water in it, because you know that there is no space. And when you realize that the soul is unity of infinite attributes and there is no space for other substances, then you will stop to run towards material objects, because you have realized that there is no space. Where will I keep the objects? How can we attain the self-realization? How can we renounce the feelings of expectation and attachment? We should understand the nature of the universe. There are 6 types of substances in the universe. Number 1, the soul. Number 2, matter. 3, ether. 4, anti-ether. 5th, space. And 6th is time. These are 6 substances in the universe. The soul has a power of knowledge, perception, bliss, effort, and infinite attributes. Matter has the nature of touch, taste, smell, color, and infinite attributes. The substance which becomes the instrument cause to move the soul and matter is known as ether. It is invisible, it is colorless, which cannot be seen by eyes and which cannot be felt by senses. And 4th substance is anti-ether, which becomes the instrumental cause to stop the soul and matter. That is also invisible and colorless. And 5th substance is space, where all 5 substances stay in it. And 6th substance is time, which becomes the instrumental cause to change the all substances. So these are the 6 types of substances in the universe, and the soul is the first one. What mistake we do, and why do we suffer the sorrow? Single atom of the universe does not belong to me, but the soul believes that material objects belong to me, and that is the reason the soul suffers the infinite unhappiness. It is just like a mirror. Objects reflect in the mirror, but they do not merge with the mirror. In the same way, the material outer object reflect in the knowledge of the soul, but they do not merge with the soul. And when you realize the nature of the soul, then you will realize that you are only the observer. You will be aware each and every moment. So whenever and wherever I have a short time and people ask me what is the supreme religion, I always say awareness is the supreme religion. You just be aware that I am the soul and I am not the body. Body is the collection of infinite atoms, and the soul is a unity of infinite attributes. And the supreme attribute of the soul is the knowledge. If you know, the George Bernard Shaw has said, if I have an apple and you have an apple, I give my apple to you and you give me your apple, then how many apples will both have? One. But if I have a knowledge of maths and you have a knowledge of science, I give my knowledge of maths to you and you give me the knowledge of science which you have. Then how many subjects knowledge? Both will have two subjects of knowledge. Then if we exchange the knowledge, then knowledge always increases. But we exchange material object, it remains the same. So knowledge is the supreme wealth in the world. And knowledge is the attribute of the soul. The soul is the supreme substance in the universe. We have tried to get happiness from material outer objects since now. But we have not got happiness because we have not realized our own self. When you think deeply, who am I? Then you will stop expectation from outer world. When you will think that I have tried to get happiness from other substances, other object and people, but I could not get happiness because material object cannot give me happiness. Why can't they give me happiness? Because material object do not have happiness in it. If I'll meditate on myself, then I will realize the true nature of the universe and I will stop the expectation. Feelings of attachment, love and hate are the main cause of unhappiness. If there are three people, and the first person whom I love, second person whom I hate, and third person whom I do not love or hate. So the first person whom I love, he goes away from me, I become sad. And the second person whom I hate, he comes to me, I become sad. But the third person whom I don't love or hate, he comes or goes, doesn't matter, I won't be sad. So there is only one way to be happy, that we renounce all types of feelings of attachment, love and hate. And these types of feelings can be renounced by attaining our own self. But when you will start realizing, when you will feel tired that I am not able to get happiness from momentary objects, we believe the happiness in momentary objects and objects get destroyed and our happiness also get destroyed. But the enlightened soul believes that happiness within the soul, and the soul never get destroyed, and that's why enlightened soul's happiness also never gets destroyed. The soul's nature is just like the lamp. The lamp illuminates the outer objects, but it does not become the owner of the object. Similarly, the soul knows the object, but the soul does not become the owner of the object. So you just observe the object as object. Don't believe that I am the owner of the object. You just be aware that all the objects are like a flowing river. You just observe that all types of feelings are like a flowing river. It's just like one person moves from here. He comes and goes and second person came, and he comes and goes. Third person comes and goes. But the person who observes that first person came and went, second person came and went, third person came and went, the person who observed them, he is steady, he is not moving. Similarly, the soul is the observer of all types of feelings. But the soul is eternal, steady, and I am the soul. When you realize that I am the soul and I am not the body, then at that moment you will realize that you are the neighbor of the body. You will see the body, but you will feel separation between two substances, the soul and body. We cannot see the soul by eyes and we cannot feel the soul by five senses, but we can still realize it. If you take a knife and if you cut here, you will feel pain. But if you will cut dead body, it does not feel anything. Because the substance which feels something, it has gone from there. But it is still here. It is the soul. And I am the soul. You are the soul. So when you walk, you will be aware that the body is walking, but the soul is just observing that body is walking. When you will eat, then at that moment you will realize that body is eating, but the soul is just observing. The soul is not eating. When you will speak, you will realize that the body is speaking, but the substance which knows that body is speaking, it is not speaking, it is just observing, and it is the soul. We have not realized the true nature of the soul, and that is the reason we are suffering infinite unhappiness. And we have got this chance to realize our own self. Really, we are very fortunate soul that we got this chance. And I would like to say, all of you, you are really fortunate souls who have the curiosity to understand the nature of the soul. Otherwise, who has these types of feelings in this era? In this worldly pleasure, no one has time to understand or listen about the soul. George Albert Einstein, who has discovered so many things, but while he was on death time, he gave the message that I have discovered so many things, but I could not discover the substance who discovered these all things. Because dead body doesn't discover anything. Once soul is gone from the body, then body will not able to discover anything. So it was the soul. So Einstein said that I could not discover my own soul, which discovered this whole world. And you people have chance to discover. You people have chance to search of the soul. So before you leave this body, you realize that you are not the body. So when you will leave the body, you will not feel the pain. Because only the attachment is the cause of pain. I remember one story. One person came out from the burning house and he was crying a lot. My house got burned, my house got burned. And neighbor said, Uncle, don't cry. Your son has sold this house yesterday. And then he stopped crying. House is still burning. But this person is not feeling pain now. Incident is not the cause of unhappiness, but attachment towards incident and object is the cause of unhappiness. After few minutes, son came and he asked to his father what happened. So father said, can't you see this? But don't worry, neighbor just informed me that you sold this house yesterday. So son said, I was going to sell this house yesterday, but deal was cancelled. So now he started crying again because he believes that house belongs to him. So incident, person or things are not the cause of unhappiness, because nothing is good or bad in this world. No one person is good or bad, and no one incident is good or bad. If I ask you the clothes you wore is good or bad, you will say it is good. But if I'll ask any film star that what about this clothes, so he will say it is very bad. So for you the clothes is good and for him the clothes is bad. But in fact clothes is not good or not bad. Our belief, our viewpoints for the clothes is good or bad. But nothing is good or bad in this universe. And when you see the object as object, and you will not add your feelings that the things is good or bad, then you will not feel unhappiness at all. You will accept the situation as it is. No one person in the world is good or bad. If I say this person is good, but if I'll ask the enemy of this person that this person is good or bad, he will say this person is bad. So what is the reality? This person is not good or bad, but my feelings for this person is good and his feelings for this person is bad. Person is person. So you just accept the whole situation in the world as it is, then there is no unhappiness. Acceptance is the supreme religion. And before you accept the whole world, you accept the substance which accepts the whole world, and that is the soul. Because that body doesn't accept anything. That body doesn't have any types of feelings. So realize that I am the soul. And there is no space for any outer objects, because the soul is full of knowledge. Each part of the soul there is knowledge. And I am the soul. So when people will talk to you and people will praise you, you will realize that they are not praising you, they are praising your neighbor. At that moment you will realize, if someone will cut the chair, someone will cut the clothes, and someone will cut even your body. In this three incident, you will have same feelings, and you will realize that I am not getting cut. I am separate from these all outer objects. We have wasted our precious human lives infinite times before this. But this time I will not waste a single moment. Whatever you will achieve outside, it will go away outside. And whatever you will achieve inside, it will be there forever inside. And there is only one thing which can be attained inside, that is the self-realization. When you go to sleep and there are so many objects beside you, but you do not have any types of feelings, you do not know them because you are sleeping at that moment. Similarly, when you meditate your own soul, in spite of being with outer objects, you will not have any types of feelings for the objects. Renunciation of impure feelings is only the way to be happy. And this can be attained by understanding the true nature of the universe. When you will realize the transient nature of the universe, this is very important to understand. Because if you have heard the name of tsunami in Indonesia 2004, 230,000 people were killed in tsunami. And during that time I was there at the center point. And when I was survived, I have seen the dead bodies of 230,000 people. It was just like a mountain of the dead bodies. And I have met one person who was not there during tsunami, who was out of town, but when he came, he saw all of his wealth got destroyed. And he had lots of wealth, he had lots of money to open the factory of biscuit. 1,000 factory he could open. But after the tsunami, after 6 hours, I saw him, he was in the queue. He was in the queue like a beggar. He was asking for one biscuit. So when you will realize the transient, momentary, impermanent nature of the world, your attention will be automatically diverted toward your soul. You just imagine you have a $1 pen and it fall down here and you don't know where is it now. So how do you feel? Where is my pen? Where is my pen? The known object have become unknown. Then how types of feelings we have? When one pen becomes unknown, then we feel unhappiness. Then how about when we leave this body and all the object related body, not only the object but all the relatives will become unknown. and how types of unhappiness. You just think about it. And before that time comes, you realize the truth, you realize the nature of the universe, and then no one can make you unhappy, because you are not here to be unhappy. You will be with whole world. You will be your family members and friends, but inside you will be aware. You will not stop your duty, you will follow your duty, but you will follow your duty without attachment. Just like a cashier of the bank, he counts the money, but he does not believe that money belongs to him. He is aware, he is just following his duty. So I am not telling to stop your duty, you can continue your duty, but only one thing which is to be renounced, that is attachment. It is just like air hostess, she welcomes us, but she does not believe that we are her passenger, her guest. She is just following her duty. And when you will realize your eternal pure nature, at that moment you will be ready to be any part of the universe next moment. I am here in Pennsylvania University right now, but in the next moment, if I'll leave this body and I'll be born in next body, so wherever I'll be born, I am ready to be born, because I know wherever I will be in my soul. People will see that I am with this body, but they cannot realize that I am not with the body. Body is only the association, which you cannot see the awareness in the soul, because enlightened soul who have attained the awareness which cannot be seen by eyes, so they will be with you. They will be with you, they will walk with you like you only. They will eat with you on the same table, but you will not recognize him by outer action. To understand his self-realization, you will have to attain self-realization. If you want to see that other person have eyes or not, you must have eyes. So you will realize at that moment. You realize the transient nature. That is very important to understand. When you will realize that you are complete and you have unity of infinite attributes, and body is only the collection of atoms. So whenever your body will move, you will realize that the substance which is not moving, which is steady. It's just like a sugar is moving, but sugar is still steady, because sugar is always sweet. Sugar's nature is always steady, even though sugar is moving. Similarly, you will move from home to university, but you will realize that your nature of the knowledge is steady. You are eternally steady. And when you will realize your eternal steady nature of the knowledge, you have realized your own self. You will observe the atoms of the body like the atoms of the air atoms of the air are moving beside you, but you are not there. Similarly, you will see these atoms, but you will believe that I am not the atoms because I am not the matter. I am living substance and body is matter. So if you want to be happy, you should have the wisdom of the transient and realization of the eternal. One person went to God and he asked to God that I want happiness. So God replied, what you said? I want happiness. So first you remove I and then you remove want. Happiness is there. Two things which to be renounced. I means we believe that I am the body, that is I. And want means the desire. No one soul in the universe who could fulfill his infinite desire. But there are infinite souls who could destroy their infinite desire, who could win over desires. So the substance which is far from me, I believe that I will get happiness from that substance, that object. But when it comes to me, it becomes useless. So whatever we do not have, we believe that if we will have that object one day, we will be happy. Because we want to live in future only. We don't want to focus on the present. If we will focus on the present, that then you will realize the eternal soul in the present moment. Present time is only for one moment. But in one moment you can realize the eternal soul. And once you have realized the eternal soul, you are free from all expectations, attachments, and then you will be free from all types of desires. So you just realize the nature of the universe. Few days back, I visited one mental hospital. And I met one person who was really mentally sick. And I asked, what happened with you? I had notebook with me. I was just noting what happened with him. So he said he was really very upset, and he said, I was in love with one girl before 30 years. And unfortunately, I could not get married with her. And that's why I became mad. And I am here in the mental hospital. I noted down. And then I moved ahead. I met another person. I asked him, what happened to you? he said that I will not tell anything more. But you ask the first person what happened with him, and he was in love with one girl and could not marry with her, and he became mad. And I got married with that girl before 30 years, and I became mad. So the person who has not got what he wants is also unhappy, and the person who has got what he wants is also unhappy. Only the person who realizes that I will stop finding happiness from outer world and I will look inside. I will realize my eternal nature, and then you will be ready. Nothing will happen to you. You will not be unhappy at all if anything will happen in the world, because you will realize yourself you are not there at all. We do not have more time today, but I am really very happy to be here with all of you. At least you could hear, you could be here. You listen this word, but after 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whenever time comes, anything will happen to you in your life. At that moment, you will remember this world, that whole world is transient and only the soul is eternal, and the realization of the soul is eternal. I pray for all of you, all soul, you think deeply what I said today. And may all of you attain the self-realization and supreme inner bliss. You realize the momentary nature of the world and realize the eternal nature of the soul. I am very grateful to Dr. Mehul Bhai, who organized the discourse at ई-बहन, and I am really very happy. This is very important day for my life that I am meeting such guys who study about outer world and who have curiosity to understand the nature of the self. But as I said, you just understand the nature of the self, and whenever you get chance, you start reading or listening to the lectures which are available on our website, as he said, fulchandshastri.com. And there is one book you must read, that book written by Srimad Rajchandra, Atma Siddhi Shastra. As you know that I was on the mission of Atma Siddhi Shastra, and we have translated the scripture into 415 languages of 142 countries. English version is here, and there are 142 stanzas in the scriptures. And in this scripture, 142 stanzas, Srimad Rajchandra wrote this scripture within 90 minutes in one sitting. And this is the essence of thousands of scriptures, and that's why thought arose in my mind that I will translate this scripture into 415 languages of 142 countries, and will establish this scripture at 100,000 places in the world. And I am very happy to announce this, that this mission was completed successfully on 4th of November 2017, which was the 150th birth anniversary of Srimad Rajchandra, who was the spiritual master of Mahatma Gandhi, father of the nation India. And there are 415 stanzas in Samaisar, which was written 2000 years ago. It was written by Srimad Kundukunda Acharya. You can find one book, Samaisar, on our website. There are 415 stanzas in Samaisar, and each stanza has been explained with one practical example, which is very easy to understand, and that book is in English only. The Pure Soul, Illuminator of the Pure Soul, Samaisar. So this will help you to move forward towards your ultimate state of the soul, the purest state of the soul, and you will achieve the liberation very soon by attaining the self-realization. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you guys. I am very happy to be with you. Thank you so much.